Hey guys, Ryan here from Overland. We're going to be running you through the installation of our floor base, which is what our entire cargo system bolts onto. All right guys, so first step of the floor base installation is we're going to be fitting these brackets. You'll see in the kit you're going to have 4 with 2 holes, 2 with a single hole. These will bolt into factory fixing points within the trunk. So we're going to run that through with you now. You'll have all the nuts and bolts in here. We're going to be using the M8 by 20mm dome heads and the penny washers that come with those to bolt those down. So we'll run you through that now. All right guys, so when you're putting these M8 by 20 dome heads in, you're not going to be snugging them down tight. We're going to need these brackets to be left a little bit loose. This is so that when we're installing the cross braces, we can get everything lined up and make sure everything's square. So these will be the last things you tighten down before we put the floor plates on. Okay, now that we've got these in, the next step will be to install the cross braces. So we've got 2 short braces and 1 long brace. The 2 short braces go to the front of the trunk, and the 1 long brace goes to the rear of the trunk. So what you want to do, obviously these are still loose, so we've still got a bit of movement in those. Back these ones off a bit. Going to offer that over. The brackets, they slot inside the cross brace. It will be a snug fit, so you do need to get it lined up just right. It does go, and then you're going to tap it down until the holes line up, which you're going to be using some M6 dome heads on. Okay. Then you can see the long one goes to the rear of the trunk. Cool, and now you're going to use your M6 button heads that are supplied in the nut and bolt kit, and we're going to tighten these all up. Right, so once these are all on, we can now nip up the M6 button heads. We're not going to nip up the M8s yet. We'll first need to get the floor plates on to get all these lined up right before we do that. Right, so the next step is to get the base plates on. What we'll do, we'll offer up one side first. We'll get these 9 countersunk M6s in. Once we've got those bolted down, that means it's going to pull all of these so that they're parallel. So we bolt this side down, we're then going to bolt down the other side. Once that's nipped up, we can then take this one off, tighten up the M8 button heads, put this side back on, then lift this side off and tighten up the M8 button heads, and that way we can make sure that the floor tracks are perfectly aligned to the trunk. Okay, so we've got those on. They're not fully tightened up yet. We're going to get the other side on first, and then we'll fully tighten them all, make sure those are fine, and then we'll remove the one side carefully to tighten up the M8s. Okay, now that we've got all the countersinks in, we'll go ahead and tighten them all up, and then we'll remove the one side. Okay, now I'll go ahead and remove this side, and then I'm going to tighten up those M8s, put this side back in, and do the same on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to remove that carefully so I don't move the base tracks anyway. All right, then we'll get this side back in, tightened up, and then we'll do the other side. All right, there you have it, guys. The floor base is installed, so this is now either ready to be used. You've got all the L-track lashing down points that you can use, or if you're going with any more of our cargo system, everything bolts onto this base. So next, yeah, we'll go on to the next install video.